so you're looking to sell your home before the end of 2021. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about what we've experienced in this market and what you can do to get your home sold before the year ends. So stick around. What's up, everybody? Garret O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team here at Lead Realty. First off, thank you for clicking on this video. I truly do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscription button and also hit that notifications bell, and you'll be notified each and every time we post a video. Now, on this channel, we like to talk about everything that makes up the Emerald Coast. In this particular video, we're going to talk about what the market in 2020 has been like, what we've experienced, and what we can look forward to as we start to close out 2021 and head into 2022. 2021 has been an absolute blessing, especially for sellers for the housing market. Sellers and their agents have really hardly had to do anything to sell homes on this market. Basically, as soon as they get listed on the MLS, they've been pretty much sold within a few days. The tail end of 2020 and most of 2021 have shown some of the most advantageous conditions for sellers that we've ever seen and likely will ever see. With that being said, all good things do have to eventually come to an end. There are many signs hinting that we are moving back to normalcy. That doesn't mean it's going to end as soon as 2022 starts. It means that we're going to start heading back towards that equilibrium and might hit it, who knows, maybe in the middle of 2022 or the end of 2022. We're not exactly sure, it's hard to tell, but there are signs that are telling us that it's moving away from a seller's market and heading back towards equilibrium. So let's jump into this video. We're going to talk about what we've experienced in 2021 and what we can look forward to in the last few months as well as we head into 2022. So first, let's go over what we experienced. I'm going to talk about two factors that I think played the biggest part in what we saw and what we experienced over 2021 and the tail end of 2020. One of the biggest factors that led into the market we experienced was the record low interest rates. The interest rates were an intentional move by the Fed to promote activity in the economy. We didn't want to re-experience the things that happened in 2008 with the economy crash. We wanted people to continue to spend money, the housing market to continue to grow, especially to keep housing prices at the rate they were, at the level they were without crashing like it did in 2008. So the low interest rates that people were taking advantage of was a purposeful and a logical move by the Fed to stop anything that could happen or could have happened that could have led similar to the events of 2008. As a result, because of the low interest rates and everybody taking advantage of it, it meant demand for homes, whether existing or newly built, were incredibly high, which resulted in higher home prices. As sellers, that obviously is a perfect scenario. You want to take advantage of these higher home prices because there's so many people looking to buy at this very moment. So they were fetching higher than asking price for their homes, and it was incredibly advantageous. But like I said, those are starting to head back to normalcy, so you'll start to see some of these home prices dip below, not what they're currently valued at, but dip below the extreme value that we had been experiencing. The second biggest factor was high demand and low inventory. Now, obviously, this is a basic form of economics. It's just the theory of supply and demand. So as inventory was low and the demand was incredibly high, that does result in higher prices for homes and even materials in this case. It was kind of the same thing with supply chain issues that we experienced during COVID. So the low inventory of homes and the high demand of people wanting homes led to extreme prices in homes. So there was some instances where homes were fetching $20,000, $30,000 over asking price, which really is insane. You will never see that again. Hopefully we won't see something like this pandemic we'd experience, but hopefully we'll never experience something like that again, because a lot of people had to dip into their own pocket and almost lose equity on their house because they had to pay so much just to get the home. Now, obviously as a seller, that's a perfect scenario. You can get potentially $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 over your asking price simply because there were so many people looking for homes. So as a seller, again, that's going to be the perfect storm. This area, this last year and a half has been perfect for you if you are looking to sell. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, we're not heading away particularly from that quite yet. It doesn't just end as 2021 comes to a close. It's going to continue for a while. The equilibrium price, equilibrium, we're heading towards it again. A lot of signs are pointing towards that, whether it's more houses going to be on the market. Days on market is increasing, so people are leaving their homes on the market for longer just because the demand isn't there anymore. But that doesn't mean that you still potentially won't get higher asking prices. It's just going to be that it's going to be a little bit harder to sell your home. All right, so now let's talk about looking forward to the last few months of 2021 and what we can expect in 2022. Since the market's moving back to normalcy, there's going to be a little bit more work from the seller's end and the listing agent's end to help get these homes sold. especially for asking price or above asking price. So I've got 4 tips that I'm going to tell you that I recommend doing to get your home or maximize the selling price of your home. The first is contact a realtor. Now, obviously, this is a fairly simple and straightforward suggestion. It's because realtors know what they're talking about. They've taken classes, they've gone through all the scenarios, they know how to list a home, especially at the right price. That's a huge factor. A realtor is going to be the expert that you need to talk to. Obviously, you can sell the home by yourself. It's going to be a lot harder, in my opinion, but it is completely up to you. If that's the route you want to go, power to you. But I recommend contacting a realtor. They are the experts. They'll be able to help you get everything in line, get all the documents prepared, and basically get through the transaction process as simply as possible, as well as fetching the highest asking price possible. The second suggestion is actually consider getting a home inspection. Now, obviously, if you get something under contract, or if a buyer comes in and gets your home under contract, they're most likely going to get a home inspection anyway, just because that's usually the right thing to do. They want to make sure that the home is actually healthy, the structure is good, that they're not buying into something that they're going to need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars after it's sold to fix anything crazy. The reason we suggest getting a home inspection is that when it comes to preparing your home to be put on market, it's going to be done anyway. So either you're going to be blindsided by it once it's under contract, or you'll be ready to handle it. The benefit of being ready to handle such situations, especially if a home inspection shows major issues, potentially like foundational, structural, things like that, or even simple things like, hey, the siding on this side is breaking apart, replace it. It's simple things like that. It could even be termite inspections that could be going into it. Say, hey, you have wood rot on this side of the house, please replace that. That's going to be asked for anyway once the house goes under contract anyway. So you'll be prepared to handle these things either beforehand so you can get them fixed, or when it comes to taking in offers or counter offering, if you do get offers on your home, on what you'll pay for and what the buyer will pay for. And that can all be negotiated with your realtor to figure out kind of what's the best plan of attack when it comes to listing your home, especially when it comes to maybe accepting offers. The third suggestion is actually pretty straightforward. It's clean and organize your home. Now, obviously, when it comes to showing, once your house is listed, showings are going to happen. Other realtors are going to reach out to you asking for showings. It's just going to be a simple process. Clean and organize your home. You don't want potential buyers coming in and seeing it, completely disgusting, clothes thrown about, furniture breaking apart, things just cluttered. You're going to want to get it organized and prepared for people to come in and have an open, basically, imagination with your home. They want to see what it's like to live there, have everything decorated nicely, be prepared for people to see it, and basically have a first impression of your home. You don't want them to immediately walk into the front door and it's a mess and then thinking, oh, I definitely don't want this house, it's hideous. That's the last thing you want to do, because that's going to obviously affect what offer they're going to put in, if they even want to put in an offer. If it's disgusting, if there's walls that are scratched up, not painted, things like that, it could just be like, well, we'll put in an offer that's $20,000 below asking price. Obviously, that's an issue. That's just an example as well. But things like that do happen. People base their first, it's a first impression. If they don't like it at first, they're definitely not going to offer at asking price. They're going to do something below because it's like, well, it needs this, 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 and this. So clean, organize your home, so when someone does walk in, they love it. They see it and they're like, oh, I could definitely live here. It's nice. It keeps the imagination open on how they decorate their home. And at number 4 is actually staging your home. Now, this is optional again. If you want, if your home is vacant, it's recommended, or at least maybe suggested, to consider staging your home. And what that does is basically there's a few rooms in the house that are the biggest factors when it comes to people buying it. That's usually the living room, the kitchen, the master bedroom, and the master bathroom. Now, the reason those are so popular is that because odds are, if it's a family or if it's like a husband and wife, a couple, they're looking to buy the home, those are the rooms that matter to them the most. Even if they have kids, it's weird to say, but the rooms for the kids are just going to be there. Obviously the adults are the one making the purchase. It's their money going into it. So they want to make sure the rooms that they're living in, the ones they're going to spend most of their time in, are up to their standards, something they can live in. So if you stage it, usually it's a minimal amount of furniture that goes into the home to stage, but it kind of creates like a fresh canvas for them to walk in, appreciate some of the furniture that's there, and kind of give them a fresh canvas to really imagine what they're going to decorate their home look like. So when they walk into the front door and they see the living room decorated with a few couches, some entertainment stands, some paintings on the wall, it kind of gives them an idea like, oh, this home can be decorated in this manner. It's just advantageous for you to give the potential buyer as much free thought, as much imagination, as much influence as possible to consider them living there. Plus, there is studies that show that when you do have a home staged, it sells quicker and closer or higher than asking price. So those are two huge things. If you want to just get your house sold and as close to the asking price or above as possible, staging has been proven to help get that there. So again, consider staging if you are looking to sell your house before the end of the year or as we move into 2022. That pretty much wraps up this video, everybody. If you did like it, go ahead and hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also hit that notifications bell so you're notified each and every time we post a video. And as always, everybody, if you are thinking about selling your home before the end of the year or as we get into 2022, consider reaching out to us. I'll leave our contact information right here, but you can give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email, and we'd be happy to reach out to you and help you in any way we can. Selling your home is a big move. It's also super advantageous right now. The market is still very hot. So if you're looking to sell, reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. But that wraps up the video, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.